You are listening to the Novel Writing Podcast, episode 39. Grab a cup, cozy up, and let's get to writing. Today's episode is the 35th of 60 daily episodes that pair with the videos from Haley's 60-Day Novel Writing Challenge. You can watch the first 5 days of the challenge for free on Haley's YouTube channel, and the link to that is in the description. Day 35 of the challenge is about friendships versus romances. Not everyone writes romance. And not every story has romance elements in it. But if you find that your story does end up containing some kind of romance, and you're not a romance author, my first suggestion is to read a few romance novels for research. Ask your writing and your reading friends what their favorite romance novels are, and go into it with a researching eye. This is not necessarily an expedition for fun, especially if you don't actually like reading romance. I think people who don't read romance have a much harder time writing it, because they just don't see it done on the page like they see the genre they typically write in. That's not going to be true for all people, of course, but just more likely. The writers I've worked with who have issues with writing romance are the writers who don't typically read romance. All my books have romantic subplots, but they're not romance stories. And I actually like it that way because I think it gives the story more depth than a story that's just about romance. Though there's nothing wrong with them, I'm just not someone who goes out and reads romance or the Bodice Rippers or the Harlequin novels that all have Fabio on the covers. I think that the romantic subplots can add tension to the overall story, and I'll have that happening in books 3 and 4. To me, they're fun to write. I have a lot of fun, especially writing the romance and the relationship between Bethany and Luke in the Chronicles of Talam, because Bethany is hilarious. She has a fantastic sense of humor. Luke is super bookish, he's pretty straight-laced, and sometimes oblivious, which really makes for some great scenes between them. You don't have to read or even watch romance in order to write it well. Just look for examples of true-life romance stories in your life. Think about the cutest love story that you've seen in real life and use elements of that as the basis for yours. Art imitates life, and so do a lot of the great romance stories out there. My parents actually met each other in 1981, and 3 weeks later, they were engaged. They married a year after that, and they were together for nearly 40 years before my dad passed away in 2019. Just from the quick story there, you can gather that they had a great relationship. They were very close, and to me, it's honestly the cutest thing. It also made for a great model of marriage, too. Lastly, you can get a writing partner who is familiar with romance to read what you've written. We have a wide range of genres in the challenge group, and all you need to do is ask who likes reading romance and who would be willing to partner up with you. That's it for this companion episode to friendships and romances. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you tomorrow for day 36. Thanks for listening to the Novel Writing Podcast. If you're ready to stop struggling and start finishing your novel, check out the 60-Day Novel Writing Challenge. It's a step-by-step program designed for solo writers to complete their first draft with clarity and focus. Visit the link in the description to learn more.